Hey, what's going on, guys? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this Tommy Wright III presents Behind Closed Doors, the soundtrack. Alright, in case y'all don't know who Tommy Wright III is, which I'll be surprised that you don't know, but in case you don't, Tommy Wright III is from Memphis, Tennessee. He's part of Street Smart, or One Man Gang, or Four Corners, whichever one you name it, you know what I mean? So with all that being said, this is just the soundtrack of, they're supposed to come out with something called Behind Closed Doors. I'm not even sure if it's out or not yet. This is probably the only album that I have of Tommy Wright with the artwork and everything else, and this is the real deal. This is door number 1, and it's a 2-disc soundtrack. All right, as you can see it right here, door 2, and they got this right here, Tommy teaching other money-making youngsters, and they had a lot of releases coming soon. So with all that being said, this came out in 2001 under Street Smart Records. I'm gonna keep this little brief, try not to make this a very long vid, but the producer of this album or the soundtrack were Maceo, DJ Scar, Al, 121, Shy Tone, Larry Cole, Mac Shun, Psycho, Mr. Lucifer, Mr. Nigger, DJ Trick, and Tommy Wright III. All right. Now the features, I'm not going to list them like all the way down, but I'll do it for each track that I listed. Okay, so let's go with the songs now. The first one is called I'm Turned Out. This is a Tommy Wright solo, and this track is really nice. It has a little guitar in it on the beat, and Tommy Wright, you know, he comes through with some nice verses, rapping fast, the whole nine, you know how he do. And this is a really nice track for him. Then the next one is called Late Night. This is Too Cold and Smooth on this song here. This is on some dark, ready to rumble type track, and song is nice. They all come through with some nice verses, and Maceo is the man with the beats, man. I should just add that. All right. The next one is called So Crunk. This features C9, may he rest in peace. And this is a really tight track. The title explains everything. So Crunk. C9 rapping fast like a mug on here. That beat is just straight up crunk. It definitely one of my favorite tracks off of the album. And C9 comes through with the dope lyricism, man. It's ridiculous. Gunshots is a pretty nice track. This is PSK 13, and I know that name sounds familiar. I think he's on South Park Coalition, right? If I'm not mistaken. But it's him, K-Rock, may he rest in peace. Yeah, I heard the news. Third Rock, Kid, and Endo G. And this song is really nice, man. They all come through with some dope verses, especially Endo G, man. I'm really feeling that verse from him, man. And be on the lookout for that album review I have coming out with his called Angel Dust. I'm trying to cop that CD soon, so be on the lookout for that. Then Intention to Kill, this features Lil Ramsey. This is a pretty nice track for Lil Ramsey. And if you hear him before, he raps in a little monotone voice and things like that, but it's a nice track though. Then I'm gonna go down to Bounce to This. This is a Flip Side solo. And this song is really nice, man. It's kind of like a laid back beat, and Flip Side coming through with some nice lyrics. He's rap fast. He's a fast rapper for those who don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he just stopped making music, but he comes through with some nice verses, and it's really on point. Then Nothing Matters Now. This is Destinio. I think that's his name. The track is pretty nice. He kind of sounds like Tupac a little bit when he raps. So overall, it's a pretty nice track. Then Murder Weapons. This is a Project Pimp solo. Now, I didn't like this song at first, man. I'm gonna be honest. When I played this track for the first time, I skipped it because I didn't let it play all the way, and I need to stop doing that. But when I let the track play, when Project Pimp start rapping, he starts coming through rapping fast, the whole nine. Like he just on point with it. So with that being said, it's a solid track, solid beat with some great vocals. The way Project rapping fast is just ridiculous on there. Then Red Rum, this is Tiny Mane, Psycho, and the Villain. All right, if y'all didn't hear the song before, this track was on the Psycho and the Charge Partners album, and Tiny Mane comes through with some dope verse. Definitely one of my favorites from him. Psycho, is he on there? I can't remember, but Villain is on there though, and he comes through with some nice vocals, man. And he's really known for great features. Real talk, man. So definitely a banger. And that's door number one. Now we're on to door number two now. Talk is Cheap. This is the next name of the track. This is Manson Family along with Tommy Wright III, Lil Sko, C9, and Boss Biatch. This track goes hard, man. Straight up crunk. All of them come through with some dope verses, and that hook is insane, man. That I can say that hook all day. Definitely a banger for the first track on the second disc. The next one is called A Big Picture. This is Mr. Imp, and this song is pretty straight. They're just speaking some real stuff on there, man. They pretty much saying, you know, they talk, people that brags about materialistic items, they're saying you can't take it with you and things like that. So it's a pretty nice track, and I think a guy named Mr. Nigga, if y'all, I think that's his name. He's on here in Memphis G. I'm not too sure who that is. It's a solid track. The next one is called Ghetto Children. This is Underground Thugs. This contains a Fade Main and Michael. This song is pretty tight too, man. They come through with some dope verses, kind of like crunk, but they still keeping it, you know, real with their lyrics, you know. And Tommy Wright does the hook, and he does a nice job. Too Many Enemies. This is Double L track. This features Tommy Wright. Tommy does a good job with the verse. The way he raps on there is kind of different, so you gotta pay attention to the way he's rapping. Double L does a nice job with his verse. This is probably one of my favorites off of the soundtrack. Then I'm gonna go down to Get the Ant Off. This is Princess Loco, and it's another lady too. I think her name is Miss Vicious. But anyway, this is a nice track from these ladies. They come through with some dope verses. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I'm not a big fan of the female rappers, but they come through with some great verses, rapping fast, the whole nine, man, with a crunk beat. Local Jokers. And this is the Charge Partners featuring C-Rock, who is Lil Sko and Psycho. And this is a really great track from these guys, man. They come through with a nice verse. The beat is pretty nice, and C-Rock comes through with some nice verse. Pretty good. Then the last one is called Wish You Would. This is LaChat and Two-Face. All right. This is a really crunk track right here. LaChat comes through with a dope verse. Two-Face does the same, and it's a nice way to end off the soundtrack. And then towards the end, they screw it down. And you know, as a respect to DJ Screw, may he rest in peace. And nice way to end it off. And then as the song ends, you know, you'll hear the door close, like they're closing the door. And then I meant to say on the first track, on the first door, they're opening the door. So kind of like an entering and leaving type thing. All right, so that's it. That's all the songs I reviewed for this soundtrack. All right. Now, to rate this out of a 10, I would give this a solid 8.5 out of a 10, maybe a 9. So it depends on who you ask, how they like it. The thing that I do like about this soundtrack though, is that it sounds like they have better equipment. You know, if you listen to the first two solo albums of Tommy Wright, he has like a lot of the old equipment. It has that grittier feel when you listen to it. But on this one, this is more newer. You hear the new, the new equipment. That's what I definitely like. The only downfall is that I guess, as a soundtrack, it should have some features, but I think it was way too many features on the soundtrack. If it was just mainly Tommy Wright rapping, I think this would have been like a classic, another classic, like he did on The Run and Feel Me Before They Kill Me. But nonetheless, this is still a bumping soundtracks, man. So I will still cop this if you're a Tommy Wright fan or even a Memphis fan, all right? Because they still have a good pit of people that you can listen to, all right? So with all that being said, that's it. Try to cop this soundtrack if you can. I believe Tommy Wright himself is selling these. So holla at him if you can, and that's it. So shout out to Big Tommy Wright. Shout out to all the features on here. As you can see what's on there, and all the producers. All right. Much love to the real folks, and I'll be on here back with another review. All right. Peace out, guys.